I love Civ.
100%. I'm one. As we jump in to game number 1, here we go. North American Pro League, and everyone, global audience watching right now, welcome to the LGS Pro League. This is North America, day number 6, well through the halfway point of this Pro League. So it is now or never for these teams to perform, and we have 6 in particular, Vicky. Furia is the biggest name in the bunch that need to perform. Oxygen, Sentinels, Furia, Elevate, First Attempt, and Slept On. For them, it is now or never to earn a spot in the top 10 to make it to the or the overall Split 1 playoffs, or top 20 to make it to the regional finals.
Yeah, you talk about Furia, Sentinels right there alongside Furia too. I mean, they had their best performance in that last Pro League date that we saw them play in, but I want to see them relegate themselves into at least the upcoming Split 2 Pro League after the LAN, even if they don't make it. I want to see these squads absolutely perform today because they're shortly running out of time. This is day 6 in the NA Apex Legends Global Series day. We got only 3 days left to go for these squads to get the points that they need.
That's right. And just to finally kind of break that down for everyone, so everyone's aware of the format, how things work, well, top 20 is what teams are vying for right now. If you get top 20, you make it to a day 10, a last regional final day, which also goes towards your Pro League points. The winning team from that top 20 will automatically qualify for Split 1 playoffs. The following top 9 teams in overall Pro League points will qualify for Split 1 playoffs. 21st and 22nd avoid relegation. 23rd through 30th have to go to play the top challenger circuit teams in the relegation or the Split 2 Pro League qualifiers. So that's what's at stake here. Top 20, as we see it, Cloud9 initial fight and battle against First Attempt, no longer dropping Climatizers. Cloud9.
Very interesting early 50-50. And this is very scary, though, because C9 have the number advantage. I was going to say, because First Attempt actually went for a split drop, because one of the members of First Attempt is actually trying to prioritize the beacon for them to have information. Now, they've lost out on their Watson, which loses them the opportunity to bunker down in these buildings safely. And not only that, unfortunately, the banner is actually all the way on the low ground. So good luck trying to get that banner before the timer runs out.
Yeah, so no NRG in this lobby means staging is going to be wide open, and Cloud9 thought they could have it.
Ew.
So did First Attempt. I don't know if these teams did not have an idea that the other team was going to be dropping there. I mean, no one would expect a Cloud9 to be giving up Climatizer, but they did. They say, let's not fight the BR Demons. Last time we were there in this matchup, BR Demons had their way with Cloud9. I think 2 out of 3 games, maybe even 3 out of 3 games. BRD dominated that fight, much like we saw BRD dominate G2 in Barometer on Stormpoint. So BR Demons, again, they're a team that kind of came up through arenas. They were arena demons originally. They dominated a lot of those arena tournaments. You don't want to fight them in a 3v3, 50-50 fight. That's why you see Cloud9 giving them the respect. And instead, well, they get 2 kill points looking for a third.
There's the hungry Hippos looking to get even more KP to their name. You saw that Esports Arena, specifically only Luda came up to scoop up one of that KP, while the rest of Esports Arena is so focused on looting the rest of Thermo. They're going to take the last member of First Attempt, and that's going to be the first squad exiting out of our lobby. I did mention before, Fury in the Esports Arena lineup, it's actually Luda who had moved in for Fury just actually earlier on in the season. So Luda cleaning up that KP as well, just denying that opportunity from Cloud9 means that Cloud9 get to start off their day in this first game with 2 KP to their name.
That's right. Cloud9 rocking a Bangalore Bloodhound team comp. You're seeing that rise in popularity. G2 was the only team that did it in North America. Cloud9 joining them, because we have a couple of EMEA teams doing it. Guess what? Furia as well, the same team comp. So Bangalore stock way up overall in meta, but it's only these 2 teams rocking Bangalore. Guess what, Vicky? We have 13 different legends in this game. That's one of the highest records or numbers we've ever had in terms of the amount of legends that'll be on display. Catalyst, only 1. Newcastle, only 1. Gibraltar, only 1. 2 Bangalore, Loba, Fuse, Bloodhound, and Caustics. And 4 Cryptos, 8 Seers, 8 Watsons, 9 Horizons, and 18 Valkyries. So 2 Valkyrie-less comps are the 2 teams we've seen so far today. Cloud9 and Furia changing it up. We love it.
No, Valkyrie lineups are actually always so interesting because it plays into the way that the squads want to focus on their rotation. As we look at Furia being one of the teams running the Valkyrie-less composition, for those 2 squads running the Caustic, hold up, I just want to talk real quick. No, I'm just joking. But the Mad Maggie was very prevalent in the EMEA region. It's always so interesting to see how the difference of regions and composition that we get to be exposed to. APAC obviously rocking the Crypto, the Watson, and the Valkyrie more than anything else. Even the variation of the Valkyrie, Horizon, and Watson being a very big composition in those regions. And then the difference between North America that runs things a little differently here.
Yeah, meanwhile, 100 Thieves, ones that really popularized and really launched the popularity of the Watson UCAS team composition at ALGS Champs. Worked out really well for them. They got a top 5 finish at Champs and performed consistently throughout Champs. They're running the same team comp overall. I'm going to double back to the Furia note, though. I mean, props to them. Obviously, we'll see if it pays off and if it works, but the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Furia was trying the same thing. They're the ones that popularized the Seer meta, but at the end of the day, all good things come to an end. Just because you did it well at Champs doesn't mean you still have to do it continually now. You need to change something up. You're in 23rd or 24th place overall, so I like the fact so far that Furia made the adjustment. We'll see if it pays off for them with Bangalore and Bloodhound. So we switch on over to HEC, one of our crypto running teams.
Yeah, one of their squads that are with this composition are going to be looking to bunker down inside of this building. You can see them look each side. They don't have a seer, so they don't have the information if a squad is trying to approach them from afar, just minus the squads that are going to put themselves in their line of sight. But they will be able to have the information that the crypto drone provides, as FaZe are also looking to clean up some early stragglers right here. So many of these squads have already made their rotation into Countdown, and with a quick start to our first game here, we are seeing a lot of individual players drop like flies. How, unfortunately, dropping down. Furia looking to claim their heads. Reps also going down. That only leaves Furhos from the TSM squad to potentially stay alive. He trades with his Watson. I would love to tune into what's going on with this fight. And TSM
is out. Not much to tune into anymore. Furia over TSM. Wow, those are two big name brands at the top right of your screen. Furia eliminating TSM with a quick rotation from TSM from Lava Siphon. That was a wicked fast rotation all the way to the northwest side of this zone in Lava Fissure. So kudos to Furia, and this new comp is working well for them. They're taking that fight. They take it with aggression. We didn't see what happened. I don't know if TSM was in a bad spot or got some unlucky positioning, or maybe a third party was there, but I think it was a clean 3v3, and I think Furia simply just handled the 3v3 logistics. Nice job to them. As we take a look at FaZe, who ran a Bangalore team comp on Stormpoint, but Albert Lely, IGL this team, sticking with the Crypto and Watson team comp alongside Valk here on World's Edge. That's what they ran last time as well.
And breaking down this composition and why we've been seeing a lot more of the crypto, it not only does it delete the Watson fences, as you can see Esports Arena actually, I'll hold that thought for right now before we dissect what's going on in this fight. Luda going down first is detrimental here. Phony gets the trade though, they get the knock at the same time. Now they're going to be able to fully send it. Love the way that they were able to approach that fight. Two members of Esports Arena actually trying to contest over in Thermal Station on separate sides of the inner part of that sniper tower in that bottom floor. And now they don't have to worry about other squads, maybe unless there's another squad that got whipped. It looks like actually looking to go in for the third party. They gotta reset quickly. It's Luminosity now.
That's right. LG likes to play Edge on World's Edge. They drop in the north or southeast side of the map. Guess what? They're gonna third party. Capra goes down early. Can ESA survive? Likely not. The Gibraltar Caustic team comp is gonna take out two members of this ESA squad. Sentinels gets eliminated in the kill feed, but it looks like one member of ESA may have survived. Luminosity though, pick up some kill points along the way. Kudos and heads up play from them to come through in third party and take out this squad.
Looks like they were able to delete them fully here. I'm not too sure if that last straggler ended up getting away here for that squad, but it looks like we're going to be able to see Luminosity now go in for a reset. Saw that ESA are unfortunately unable to come out from resetting after that initial squad that they had, but LG being one of those edge squads. And it's always interesting to see because they're also rocking the Gibraltar. Gibby, somebody that we haven't really been seeing very often in these lobbies in some of these team comps, but taxing the big boys brings me way back to the very end of Split 2 for year 2 of the Pro League, something that we saw very frequently when it comes to holding down these buildings with the Caustic Girls.
Yeah, and I love that LG does not care what the meta is. They will run whatever they want to run. I mean, no one else in this entire lobby, in the entire Pro League, I don't believe, is running Gibraltar Caustic. I mean, EMEA, you didn't see it once. I don't think you saw any Gibraltars. Very few Caustics. So you like to see Luminosity just doing what works for them. Is Optic. Maybe heard some of the fights going on. They're going to avoid that. They'll be taking the rotation, playing Edge. And I want to double down on that point, actually, now that things are slowing down a little bit, Vicky. You mentioned Edge teams. And for those that are watching the North American broadcast but missed the EMEA broadcast, oh my goodness. Go back and rewatch it. It was some of the most entertaining Apex we have ever seen, all because of Edge fighting teams finding a ton of success. Weeks ago, maybe about a month or two ago, actually, a lot of people were saying Edge fighting is dead. With Seer meta, Valk meta, it's about kind of early rotates, about all that info you can get with Seer. Well, Seer's only about 40 or 30% pick rate in both of these lobbies now, and the reality is Edge fighting has never been more alive. You're seeing Bangalore teams and Bloodhound teams run super aggressive on Edge and take fights. And a lot of Horizon teams doing the same exact thing. And in EMEA, we saw a record-breaking day. 21 kills was the record that actually broke a 19 kill game. That was done by Aurora playing, I think, Mad Maggie on that in their team comp and Wraith. And then we saw Vex one up that and get a 23 kill game. It was insane. So much fun to watch. And I think Apex is as entertaining as it's ever gotten right now competitively, Vicky, given the current meta.
Yeah, from region to region, also seeing the way that these different teams have been able to utilize, even incorporating catalysts. You know, you highlighted Aurora from EMEA. You see, we have a catalyst actually in this lobby from the current team, Karasuno. I've actually casted this team in other games before, and it's nice to see them make their way into the Apex Legends competitive space. But Fury's actually on the catalyst, and to see how that's going to do in a map like World's Edge, rocking the catalyst, the Watson, and the Valkyrie means that they are going to have no issue bunkering down in some of these buildings as we tune into Luminosity, making the rotation right away from Thermal Station to get that beacon.
Yeah, just missed that bubble a little bit, you know, but it's okay. No one's gonna be creeping necessarily. So look at that info on Beacon. It's interesting. They're still going for beacon scans. They still have a Valk and a Recon Legend, unlike Aurora, who didn't even have a Recon character on their teams. They had no ability to scan beacons, and they still won the day. Aurora played out of their minds with no Recon character. But Luminosity playing Edge, still rocking a Recon character, getting that info so they can ultimately Valk ult and maybe try and get Godspot in late game.
Yeah, seeing that the circle is going to be pulling through Countdown, I'm expecting the choke point between Skyhook into Countdown to get heated very quickly. We know that there's no buildings there, but there is that natural landform and that high to low ground disparity between Trials into Countdown and then Countdown into Skyhook. So right here is actually what I was talking about, where Luminosity is going to start rotating towards through those train tracks, wondering if they see another squad that's by staging. There is actually another squad, and they're actually using the Replicator right now. Very risky play, playing on the outskirts of the circle right here, where Luminosity now have the high ground and could just free fire on this squad.
Yeah, it's going to be E8 and Luminosity. E8 got taken out, lost one member earlier in the game, and I think that was to the hands of FaZe. So it looks like Luminosity says that, and rather just rotate early and let E8 struggle. Optic, meanwhile, still in zone, going to be hitting themselves a rotation all the way north where they rotate. Guess who's there? It's BR Demons coming from Climatizer. BRD looking to gatekeep Optic if they can. They want to get as much damage as possible. If they get a knock, expect them to fly, but they won't.
Zoom, zoom, we go. Optic Gaming from one rooftop to another. From that Skyward Dive are going to be able to also have the information of where that next circle is going to be pulling, so they're just going to get a lot closer and could potentially circle keep that squad that was taking some shots on them. Skyhook also usually contested by a lot of squads with all the buildings available to some of these teams that like to play into their comp. We're talking about it before with the Crypto. Not only does that EMP negate the Watson fences with so many Watsons in his lobby, but with the proper timing can also delete the Seer ult, which is very detrimental to these last circle fights.
Yeah, and if we could pull up, if possible, the overhead map, take a look at all these teams, kind of where they're rotating to. I want to highlight in particular, kudos to Optic. Optic Gaming, a late rotation, playing Edge, actually did the kind of Optic special, which is Edge, but then you Valk ult and you find Godspot or a good position, at least in late game. They did the same thing here. They rotated all the way north. A really smart rotation from them. I like that call from either Skittle or Duplex, the co-IGLs of this team. We'll see if Optic will survive overall. Meanwhile, the Guard find themselves in a really good position, running Crypto as well. Well poised are the Guard, Season, Optic, Luminosity, HEC, and Tripods with a great rotation.
I love it. I love also seeing some of these squads play into their comp, into holding onto these buildings first before any other team is able to secure the buildings themselves. Obviously, with the Watson fences, it's going to be really troublesome for some squads to get on the high ground, as Karasuno now playing through the Catalyst wall currently, having to back away. They're playing up the low ground, and they're in the line of sight of not just one squad behind them, but there's probably another squad right above them holding onto that bunker building. James falling incredibly low.
Oh, and James is going to be able to heal back up. Gets the shield bat off. Needs to make it. No, gets canceled. That means they have the intel on him. Literally, you could breathe on him and he'd get knocked, but it looks like he'll pop that shield bat. He'll be okay. And as I say, that grenade's going to drop right at his feet. Don't worry, though. Got the shield bat off. Going to pop that med kit. No more risk of Seer Q, most likely, since it was already used by the team nearby. And just like that, they will survive. Let's fight another day. Meanwhile, we saw on the overhead map, Furia still playing a hard Edge, which makes sense given their team comp. I like how Furia is playing, but guess what? Furia might find themselves running into or clashing into Tripods, the Guard, Luminosity, Karasuno, and Space Station all nearby.
Having to play off this low ground sometimes could put Karasuno, at least in this next circle, in a very tricky situation, especially with the squad playing off the low ground right behind them. They can't even poke from afar onto the squad that has a high ground without putting themselves in the line of sight of the other squad that's right across from them. So they have to be careful with the way that they play this, because they can get easily sandwiched by the squads that are forced to drop down from the high ground.
Jumping back to the Guard. You highlighted them, kind of mentioned earlier, they're in a really good position. I got to double down on that. This is their special. Early rotate, use Crypto to get intel and recon, play for placement, pick up a few kills along the way. They've been so successful at that recipe that they've found. They won yesterday the esports arena tournament. They played really, really well in that competition. Overall, I've been impressed by the Guard. 58% of their points come from placement, 42% from kills.
The Guard coming out from a beautiful performance in the esports arena tournament that just happened yesterday. Rambo was feeling himself. He even tweeted out that he wants to carry some of that energy into the Play Apex ALGS broadcast, and you see with that crack off of that one mag, it's got the blue extended heavy mag on that car, and even with that poke, he's just going to be able to back away right now. But let's take a look and go into a listening with the Guard to see what their next move is going to be, presented by WB Black.
They're being fucked here. Raven.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. Yeah, just watch this, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, just hard watch our backs the whole game. Literally the whole game.
They already died.
This is a seer team over here, right?
Yeah, they have blue. This team has blue over here.
I wonder if we shouldn't place a new gen for armor because we might get EMP'd on zone close and we need to regen.
I'm just holding it. I'm just holding my gen right now.
I'm popping one of my 4 cells then.
Yeah.
And I'm not peeking anymore. Dude, I'm 90 off red.
I'm 350 off red.
Wait, can you trade me, Keon? Can you trade me?
Yeah. Yep.
I traded you so that you could just passive gen it.
Well, I know, it's fine. I only have to hit like 2 shots and then I'll passive the second spell.
I don't see them over here right now.
I mean, they're definitely over there.
Hello, Douglas, you there? All right, well, there you have it. Thanks again to WD Black for that listen in. You get some good insights into how the Guard's going to be positioning, but we want to jump back into comms here because guess what? Big fights have been going down. BR Demons, we kind of foreshadowed 2 things. We foreshadowed Furia potentially fighting Tripods. That happened. They eliminated Tripods.
Wow.
And BR Demons fighting Optic. Well, guess what? BR Demons just absolutely SWAT teamed that building, took it over by storm, and took out Optic Gaming as BRD will now take that spot. This is what they're so good at, these close range fights, Vicky.
Yeah, and what I think the initiator for that fight was a huge Arc Star pick from BR Demons onto one of the members of Optic Gaming, which was the green light for BR Demons to take control over this building. So a great fight start for them as we're going to see 100 Thieves in a lot of trouble. Here comes the EMP, just trying to initiate though is the squad right behind them. Look to your backs, 100 Thieves. They got the Newcastle, one of the only teams I believe rocking the Newcastle still here, and they're going to have to back away because BR Demons are right on their 6.
And guess who it is? The former member of this squad, Vayne, won a championship, an ALGS championship with them in 2021. Got dropped from this team, and hey, at the end of the day, I'm sure it's no hard feelings now, but you gotta think that's gonna be extra motivation for Vayne right now. Space Station, meanwhile, gets taken out in the kill feed. All eyes on Vayne and the BR Demons against his former team in 100 Thieves.
BR Demons taking some cheeky angles, some good window cracks, just making sure they could delete these Watson fences so that way they could take up this space. The Seer ult coming out. 6 enemies detected. What a placement on the exhibition right here. That means that they're going to have 100 Thieves also in their line of sight. Look at this here. They're coming up right behind this other squad.
HEC taking out to phase the top right of your screen. Guess what? Furia might third party this fight momentarily. So if the BR Demons don't do it, Furia will. They're currently playing and gatekeeping in the next zone where it's going to be rotating to. Slept-On taken out. All comes down to 7 squads left. This is a really aggressive and fun game to watch, Vicky. Very rarely will you see 7 squads left still in this ring. And with a lot of Apex left to play, a lot of teams eliminated early. A lot of early game action.
Now hear me out here, Fallout. In Countdown right now, yes, there's 3 squads, but FaZe have the high ground in that next circle, so they're in a really good position to actually funnel a lot of the squads that have little to no cover in this open ground. BR Demons, though, looking to keep destroying the rest of the competition. Rest of this building is cleared out by the BR Demons, and it's Seasons that get eliminated. Aiden is going off right now, not only holding the kill leader here, but also with 5 KP to his name. That leads BR Demons to having 6 KP in total.
Yeah, we kept talking about 100 Thieves. Actually didn't see it in our feed because it was so clumped that Season was there as well. So that's the first challenge complete. Scurry, though, going to get tagged up by Furia. We said that Furia would enter this fight from afar and impact this fight, and certainly they have. I don't know if BR Demons realized that the damage was done. Instead, they say, yeah, let's just not deal with this. Reeds almost gets beamed and focused. The Valkyrie, they're able to get it off, barely. Reeds is still up, but BR Demons is now just rolling the dice.
I don't know if I agree with this right here. This is so risky, especially with Reese falling so incredibly low and the circle closing in right behind them. We know that there's 3 squads in this area alone. Now that they inch their way forward into the circle, and guess who's meeting them on the inside of this building? It's gotta be FaZe.
It is, and FaZe says, thank you, BR Demons, for the easiest KP of our lives. They get 3 more in addition to the 6 or 7 that they already had. FaZe is popping off. I disagree with that as well, Vicky. They should have just walked that in and fought 100 Thieves instead of, you know, a roll of the dice Valk ult, but instead, 100 Thieves survives. Furia to their right. We got FaZe still alive. Luminosity and the Guard are our final teams. Oh my goodness, so many big name brands in this game number 1 finish.
Yeah, 5 squads left. Furia also are holding the other side of the circle, while FaZe have the high ground and the safety of halfway through that building. Exiting out of the area, though, is also going to be the Guard, Luminosity. So many of these teams now looking to claim that number 1 game 1 finish. They're getting poked, actually. I don't even know how that bullet is escaping its way through the crate and the Newcastle wall, but very interesting angle, and I do believe that it's Furia that is going to be able to pressure out 100 Thieves right behind them. But the Newcastle, the only Newcastle in this lobby played out by 100 Thieves, may actually fare them amazing success right now with this circle.
Yeah, that's right. In this late game, 5 squads, as we said. Zone's going to be pulling fairly central. Again, if you're new to watching Apex, take a look at the top left of your screen. You see that line? That's where the zone's going to close into. It's not always the center of the circle. It's different places every single time. Here comes the push from Guard over FaZe. They take out 2. That should be FaZe eliminated from this lobby. The Guard performing very, very well. And this is why they like this playstyle. They don't care about early game kills. Why? Because they'll get kills in the late game if they just make it there. And this is exactly what we're seeing right now. They've now eliminated 2 squads and almost a third with FaZe.
Yeah, and it is nice to note that we did see Rambo on the Watson originally earlier on in the Pro League, and we actually see the swap up with Keon now on the Watson instead. So this enables Rambo to play as aggressively as he wants to reposition with the Valkyrie. Luminosity now playing off the low ground. Don't forget who's right behind Luminosity is going to be Furia. FaZe finally get eliminated. That last rat of FaZe get taken out, and Luminosity are trying to loot up desperately before the Guard drop down from the high ground.
Yeah, the point I was going to make earlier with the zone pulling central, I think Furia and 100 Thieves have the win condition or have best positioning. Furia needs this badly, more than anyone else. The runner-up team from the ALGS Championships is popping off with 7. Another kill point can be picked up from them. The Guard's going to be eliminated at the hands of LG. 3 squads remain. It's 100 Thieves, Furia, and LG.
His Watson has been practicing the Bangalore over in ranked as he holds the number 1 Predator currently in the ranked lobbies, and he's looking to continue on his domination on this Bangalore. They have Pride Rock. They have the natural cover of the rest of the circle. The circle closing in right behind them, and they are unfazed.
Oh, I called his Watson the Prince of Apex, trying to take over from the King and Hal. Right now, it's Simba, the Prince, on top of Pride Rock, as it looks like Furia is looking to close down this game. Rolling Thunder came through, didn't do a whole lot. 100 Thieves going to reset to full. The smokes will prove helpful. Does Furia have the digi threat to help them in his late game? They have the scans with Bloodhound, and here comes the wide left push from Watson. Great plays being made across the board.
Luminosity now playing on the low ground. Currently 100 Thieves getting cracked originally here. The gravity lift elevating that player up on the high ground. They take care of Mizulu here. Furia also losing out on Panders. 100 Thieves looking fantastic as they close in the gap.
Anmu's gonna get knocked though. It's gonna be a 1v1. No way! LG in a 1v3. It's Jaguares. 1v1 for the bread. And the newest member of this team, Jaguars, is gonna do it. A 1v3 clutch for the win. Welcome to the ALGS Jaguars. Recently picked up on this LG squad and making such an impact.
Luminosity do it before and they do it again. This is why I highlighted Luminosity